What's up guys, Jay here with Solo yugioh. Welcome to the channel if you're new. We're back at it again with the August rendition of Swordsoul Tenyi. Pure Swordsoul Tenyi, probably the best version, so let's get straight into it without further ado. First up, we have what's mandatory. We have 3 Swordsoul of Moyi, 3 Swordsoul Strategist Longwan, 2 Taya, 3 Incredible Yugioh the Virtuous, and that rounds off our actual Swordsoul monsters. Pretty much have to max out on Moyi and Longwan for sure. I've seen people play 2 Yugioh, but I like 3, especially when I know this deck's a better going second deck than going first deck. And then Taya at 2 is just fine, 3 is too much. We do play Desires, so you could play 3, but I still think 2 is probably the right number. So that's it for the Swordsoul monsters. I would just say be careful before you Desires. We'll talk about that more later. And then to round off the actual Swordsoul cards, we have 3 Emergence and a Blackout. You gotta play Emergence, just helps you thin down your deck. You're basically playing 30-something card deck after Pot of Desires and Emergence, so it's pretty consistent. Not to mention 3 Emergence, 3 Yugioh, and 3 Moyi is 9 ways to get the Moyi, so. And then 1 Blackout searchable. Like I said, be careful with Desires. This is one that you don't want to banish. But if you do, it's not the end of the world. Desires is more so just a play more card if you're unable to play and get stopped. And then for the Tenyis, we have 3 Ashina. That's the only one we're playing 3 of. We have 2 Vishuddha. We've got 2 Adhara, 1 Shatana, 2 Dragon Circle, and 2 Vessel for the Dragon Cycle. So 3 Ashina, that's going to be very mandatory because it helps us get into any one of these. So if you need to go into a bounce for spot removal, or if you need to go into a tuner, 3 Vishuddha and 3 Adhara would be acceptable under the condition that you're playing 3 Vessel. That's more for like a going second build, which if you like the going second variant, stay tuned for that. We'll probably have that again in about 2 weeks. We'll probably post a going second version of this deck, so stay tuned for that. But this is more of a going, more of a hybrid build, pure Swordsoul Tenyi, going first or going second. Things like Heavenly Dragon Circle and Shatana allow us to play first and dodge hand traps. Allow us to dodge things in general. Just comes out quite a bit. So Shatana, you have to special summon it after you tribute your Taya or Moyi, so that allows you to steal your token, and then allows you to go into Chi-Chow, but you won't get your Taya dump or your Moyi draw, but you still get to play, so that's the main thing. The Tenyis are amazing. Don't ever cut them. I've seen builds in the past cut the Tenyis. You gotta at least play some variation. The biggest thing you run into in trouble-wise when you cut Tenyis is the worm reveals or the worm discards. So that's never a good thing. For the 2 that we've been talking about quite a bit, Pot of Desires. Yeah, it's just kind of a deck thinner and more of a, you have it so you can still play if you need it. It's semi-limited, so we played the 2. I probably wouldn't play 3 if I had the option. I think I played 3 back in the day when everything I was just playing max out at 3-ups, but you hate to Desires into Desires, so Konami kind of fixed that issue a little by limiting it to 2, so yeah, less likely to happen by far. But yeah, make sure you don't, you only use this card if you have to or if you need it because you get stopped. Other than that, you really don't want to banish the stuff you need, so you guys know Desires. And then for the hand traps, it's a tight 40 list. We got 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 2 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, 2 Effect Veiler, we got 2 Nibiru the Primal Being, and 2 Droll and Lockbird. So the top row is all hand trap tuners. That's very important. Well, first and foremost, the hand traps are all amazing. This is the only one that's not once per turn. So the reason why we're playing a lot of 2-ofs is so that our hand doesn't get too cloggy with drawing multiples of cards that are once per turn. The only one we don't care about being once per turn is Ash Blossom because Ash is just freaking Ash. Just too good. But yeah, these right here, these 5 are all level 3 tuners. That's really important because if you're not using them for their hand trap aspect, then you're using them for their level 3 tuner aspect. Level 3 plus level 8 Synchro equals Psychic and Punisher going for game. And then Effect Veiler, level 1 tuner, plus any of our level 10 Synchros equals Psychic and Punisher going for game. These are obviously not tuners, so we're just using them strictly for the hand trap aspect. But great cards, blowout cards, so you could play Imperm. We're playing 3 Imperm in the side. We're playing every hand trap in the side, including the 3-ups to change out ratios, but the reason why I like Veiler over Imperm is strictly because it's a tuner. Yeah, there's certain scenarios where Veiler's better, like if you have cards on the field, but there's also certain scenarios where Imperm's better, so just make that call for yourself. For the extra deck, let's go over this quickly because it's rather standard. There are some additions that I've added myself. We got 2 Monk of the Tenyi, 1 Yugioh Evil of the Yangzing, 2 Swordsoul Grandmaster Chichao. Let's move this over a little. We got 2 Baxia Brightness of the Yangzing, 1 Draco Berserker of the Tenyi, 1 Adamancipator Risen Dragite, 1 Ice Jade Jimmer Agerine, 1 Chaos Angel, 1 Swordsoul Sinister Sovereign Qing Long 1 Swordsoul Supreme Sovereign Changying, 1 Baron de Fleur, and 1 Psychic and Punisher. So the things that are pretty standard, basically the whole top row. You could play 3 Monk of the Tenyi if you're playing more Tenyis. So for the going second variant, I like it to be old gas, I like it to be blowout cards, and I like to max out on Tenyis, play Pot of Desires, and max out on Vessel for the Dragon Cycle because Vashuda is such a good going second card. And the deck is just all gas. You're not going to have any hand traps, so you have a lot of space for those maxing out the Tenyi package and also maxing out on the blowout cards. So 3 Monk of the Tenyi could be good in that deck, but with 3 Ashina, 2 Adhara, 2 Vashuda, it's really not necessary. 1 Yazi, you have to have a level 7 option at least. 2 Chichao, it's very standard. 2 Baxia, it's very standard. You'll notice we're missing Shaman. Shaman, I would probably... I've been debating cutting either Chaos Angel or Ice Jade for Shaman again, because it does come up sometimes, but also these come up sometimes. But in general, those 3 cards that I'm talking about right now don't come up as much as nearly these. Draco, Dragite's really good. Obviously, the level 10s, you have to play Sinister Sovereign, Supreme Sovereign, and Baron de Fleur. That's just the main level 10s that you're always going to go into. Pretty mandatory for those 3. And then Psychic and Punisher, that's a card that I've seen a lot of people not play, but personally I wouldn't be caught without it. If they Ghost Ogre your Taya or Moyi and leave your token on the field, you can't link while you have the token on the field. So I mean, that really stops a lot of your plays. While you have the token on the field, you can only Synchro Summon. So if you have the token on the field and you're able to summon a level 7 Ashina or Vashuda, you could still do Psychic and Punisher. I've seen people go for game with it before. Didn't that literally come up in the last Nationals, or was it a YCS or something? Like, that's why I play this card. He's your only level 11. It's just a one-of. It's not that heavy of an investment. Before I would cut Psychic and Punisher, I would consider Chaos Angel and Ice Jade. So, yep, that's it for the August rendition of Swordsoul Tenyi. Make sure you have, of course, some tokens with you. If you guys enjoyed the video, consider joining us. Subscribe, like, comment, do all that good stuff, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.